What's going on, everyone? Let's talk about Hank Loomis. Obviously, he is the father of Billy Loomis, but beyond that, he is the entire reason for the Scream franchise. I mean, really think about it. If he never stepped out on Mrs. Loomis with Maureen Prescott, then Mrs. Loomis never would have left. Billy never would have seen his dad on those films, so Roman never would have recruited him. Their family would have been intact, so he never would have became the Billy that we know to become the legendary Ghostface. Mrs. Loomis then wouldn't have wanted revenge because her family would have been intact. Who knows what would happen? Maybe Roman would have taken on everything by himself. Maybe, he would have recruited somebody else because Maureen was still doing her thing. So maybe Cotton would have been the sort of setup, the patsy, so to speak. It's just everything is Hank's fault. But besides that, I get tons of questions in regards to, whatever happened to him. We saw quite a bit of him in Scream 1996, but we haven't seen or heard anything from him since. And so I wanted to bring an idea and topic to the table for discussions per usual. So make sure you join the conversation down in the comments below. And before we jump into it, be sure to like this video. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, follow by the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. Stay up to date with all things Scream. Join this wonderful community and all of our conversations. Now, when it comes to Hank Loomis, the big question, one that I've had, and I've had other people suggest as well, is why didn't Billy ever kill his father? His father was, again, the sort of reasoning as this whole thing unfolded. Now, one idea is the sort of meta aspect in which Scream has always been known for. When it comes to stepping out and cheating, the male is usually perceived as, seduced or an innocent bystander. He never really gets a blunt of the blame. It's usually the woman's fault, that misogynistic ideology. It's one of those things. And Scream has always maintained that sort of that meta aspect in regards of just society and perception and just everything as a whole. So that would easily play into that whole thing. Because you would think right off the bat, like, why wouldn't you kill the sort of man that caused your mother to leave, to cause this whole stress and just everything to unfold? And the sort of theory and idea that many people have is that he did. That before he went to the party, he killed his father, returned to, the party and enacted all the other killings while Stu was sort of playing house at the party. That is a realistic possibility. The other sort of idea that kind of falls under would be Roman. Now, Roman could have easily instilled into his head the idea that his father was a victim, that his father was at fault. I mean, Billy was vulnerable at the time. He was young. So to have a guy like Roman show the video, as he said, Billy didn't like to see his dad in my movies, so he could have easily kind of played on that vulnerability and said, like, look, like, your dad was seduced by this evil woman. She was the one that broke up your family, and kind of played with his mind to a sense to where he goes, you know what, you're right. And so his father kind of has no fault in Billy's mind. The other sort of reasoning is just it's his father. It's just his dad. Maybe he doesn't have the heart to kill him. He seemed really close to his dad. His dad always seemed to really, stick up for him and sort of be on his side through everything. So that connection, that bond, maybe Billy did have a sort of conscience to some degree to where he's like, I'm not just gonna kill my father. The sort of last kind of point that would kind of make sense is that Hank, when you look up his bio, and synopsis of the character, one of the things that pops up is corrupt lawyer. So maybe Billy had an incentive to kind of keep him around. Maybe he did want to kill him. Maybe once the sort of smoke settled, then maybe that was his original intention. Thus he died, so we never really got to know. But maybe that was his plan all along, to take out his father. But he needed him in case, stuff hit the fan. because he is a lawyer and he can kind of get him out of it. You know, if he starts getting questioned, people start pointing fingers at him, especially if he's sort of, him and Stu are the lone survivors. It'd be good to have daddy lawyer in your pocket. So that's another kind of interesting idea as to why they never killed him. But if you have any other suggestions, please let me know down in the comments below. Now, the other sort of idea that I want to present is, if he did survive, what kind of connections could he have throughout the series? Granted, you could have he could have died in between films. I mean, you had Sydney's dad die off camera. I mean, even the explanation was in a deleted scene, so we never got to see that. So maybe the same thing happens. I've always wanted a sort of explanation, whatever it is. It could be a simple explanation of just like, hey, he died. Or it could just be like, hey, Billy killed him. You know, he had a heart attack, whatever. It could be a simple explanation. But I really would like to explore sort of Hank and theories and ideas on what his character could have been doing, as well as maybe potentials for Scream 5. But I want to know that that's something that you would like to hear. Would you like me to kind of dive into that theory rabbit hole with Hank Loomis? If so, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to, you know, maybe do several videos on different ideas and possibilities. But right off the bat, I mean, you could have him sort of play and tie in to the past films. You know, maybe he had some involvement in the past. Maybe he, you know, being a lawyer, had connections and got people in certain positions. Maybe, you know, Mrs. Loomis reached out to him after the Billy thing, and he kind of helped Mrs. Loomis sort of orchestrate this revenge plot. I mean, there's so many theories. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have all this stuff flooding in my mind. I'm definitely probably going to have to do some videos, because I could probably talk about this for 30 minutes. So without making this a 30-minute video, just let me know if you want some ideas and some deep dives into Hank as possible theories as what could have happened. But regardless, to kind of wrap up this video, I would love an explanation nonetheless, because again, outside of Scream 1996, we never really heard anything about him. And in reality, like I said, he was such an important piece to this whole story, because again, if he never steps out, none of this might have happened. And so you would think that something that significant would be sort of touched on at some point, and hopefully maybe in the upcoming Scream 5 we'll get some sort of idea of what happened. Again, it could just be a simple, hey, he died of a heart attack, or Billy killed him before the party, or whatever. Let me know what kind of theories and ideas you have down in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notifications. Stay up to date with all things Scream. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.